everybody at my school knew that I had long hair. It was just common knowledge that I had long hair at my school. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. So when in 3rd grade I left and I came back in 4th grade, I just randomly got a buzz. Everybody was freaking out that all my luscious hair was just gone. All my super duper cool hair was just gone. Well, welcome guys back to another video. It's me again with Elementary Stories Part 3. If you guys haven't watched Part 1 and 2, I recommend you guys to watch it. I will link them in this video, hopefully. So without further ado, let's continue. Alright, this story takes place in 2nd grade, and I'm surprised I didn't talk about this yet. So basically, my last name is Flores, which in Spanish it means flowers. Nothing too crazy, nothing weird. And for some reason, in 2nd grade, kids just try to find ways to make fun of you in any way possible. So, with my name being Flowers, and I'm a dude, people are like, yo, that's like girly. Flowers are for girls, and you're a dude. And I'm like, what about it? And they're like, that's girly. Does that mean you're a girl? And like, it was really weird. Like, they try to tell me that my last name was girly. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. It's my last name. So, after they realized I literally did not care on what they said, I was like, yo, so what about it? They were like, oh no, we meant like baking flour. Like, huh? They're telling me that my name is girly because it's like flowers, and girls apparently like flowers. And now they're telling me that they meant baking flour? I don't know. I also did not care, and then they just stopped bothering me. And that, kids, is how you stopped getting bullied. This next story takes place in 4th grade. Me and a friend at the time were having a conversation while we were doing work. And there's this girl next to us, which is important for the story. While we were talking, I remember exactly what we were talking about, but it had to be something related to death, because one of us mentioned death. We just said like, when we die, we're gonna be dead, or something silly like that. And there's the girl from earlier, as I said. She overheard this, and I guess like she just wanted to have an argument for no reason. So she just yelled, "Why are you guys always talking about death?" And we just looked at her confused AF. Cause like, we was just doing our work and talking casually, and then she just randomly interrupts the entire class, which is silent. And then the entire class is now looking at us. And might I also add that in 4th grade, my class didn't have that many boys. I believe there was only 7 boys in that class. It was pretty much filled with only girls. I think it was like 14 girls. So imagine how many looks we were getting. It was so random. Even the teacher was looking. And there was really no need for us to be getting looks. We were just talking. Like, that's what dudes do. We just talk in class, because there's nothing better to do. Apart from that, nothing much happened in 4th grade. So in 5th grade, I got another buzz cut. So at this point, people were getting like concerned. Like, bro, last year you barely managed to grow out your hair. Why did you cut it again? And everyone assumes like when you get haircuts, you were forced to do, or you willingly did it. But knowing that I had long hair, and I usually talk about that I never like to cut my hair, they all assumed that I willingly cut it all, even though I didn't. Like, my parents just got a razor and just buzzed it all off one day, and that was one of the saddest moments of my life. Anyways, while we were in 5th grade, during recess one time, me and my friends were just like goofing around. We were just running around, didn't know what to do. And then at this time, we were starting to get into video games. And one of said video games was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And it seemed pretty cool, except none of us at the time actually had a Switch. We didn't even watch that many videos about it, I'm pretty sure. So it looked so stupid. when we tried to recreate Super Smash Bros. In real life. So, all of my friends, we just went outside during recess and we were just fooling around, acting like we were in Smash Brothers. At the time, no one has ever played it. No one in my friend group, to be specific, had ever played Smash Bros. All we had knowledge of was from the internet and videos, except I don't even think we watched many videos. I know I didn't. So, we just, when we started, we were like, yo, what character are you? And I don't remember what character I was. I just picked a random character. I think I said, Kirby. This was before the DLCs came out, if I recall correctly. So, I probably would have said Steve or something like that. So, I remember one of my friends was Mr. Game & Watch. But, we were just fooling around, doing random attacks, and yelling and stuff. You know what 5th graders do? Just stupid stuff, yelling for no reason. And we were part of those. We was just yelling for no reason, just for the giggles.
Okay, this next story takes place in 4th grade, and this stuff was wild. It was crazy, especially when we were in 4th grade. Me and my friends were freaking out, because, it was crazy. It was a crazy story. So let me tell you about it. So, me and my friend in 4th grade, we were in science class, and since it was hot indoors and slightly less hot outdoors, our teacher decided to teach the lesson outside. So, as I said before, it was hot as balls outside, so me and my friend were hot, right? And we were bored, we were talking, we didn't know what to do, so I just ripped off a little piece of paper from my workbook. I don't really know why. And I just wrote AC on it. And my idea was that, I don't know, it would magically work. So I said, legendary AC, turn on. And somehow, someway, wind just blew us. I thought it was a coincidence of some sort. And me and my friend were freaking out. So we're like, yo, let's try that again. Legendary AC, turn off. And the wind stops. It heats up again because that little bit of wind cooled us a bit. And we were freaked out. So we're like, one more try. Legendary AC, turn on. And turn on it did, because another wave of wind came to us. We were actually kind of enthusiastic about it. And we were also kind of freaked out at the same time, since, it's wind that we just spawned in. So I keep the little piece of paper with me for the next day. Next day comes, I have it again, and me and my friend are outside during recess. Just because we were curious, I whipped out the little piece of paper again. And he was like, yo, try it again. And I'm like, I bet. So I'm like, legendary AC, turn on. And turn on it did, because it still worked. There had to be no way that was a coincidence, because for 2 days in a row now, that worked. So from that week onward, I would bring it outside during recess. And me and my friend, whenever we felt a little bit hot, pause. We'd be like, legendary AC, turn on. And then we would get wind. It was so crazy. And one time, this next week after that, I had it in my pocket and I forgot I had it in my pocket. Must I remind you, it's a little piece of paper in my pocket. So that is going to fall out eventually. And especially that my next class was PE, that was gonna fall out. But while we were lining up to enter the gym, I whipped it out because I realized I had it in my pocket. And then these two girls behind me were like, yo, what's that? And I said, oh, it's the legendary AC. Like, bro, that's just a piece of paper. And girls back in 4th grade are so silly. Don't they know this isn't just a piece of paper? This is the legendary AC, as it said on the paper. And they weren't having any of it. So they just snatched it out of my hand and threw it in the recycling bin that was right next to it. And I was like, yo, what the heck? So I try to reach in the recycling bin to grab it, obviously, because that had magical powers. I'm not trying to miss out on my magical powers. So I reach in, try to grab it, and ends up the recycling bin was like 3 feet tall, and at the time I was like 3'9", and it was empty. There was nothing in there, so it was at the very bottom, and I couldn't even reach it unless I entered the recycling bin. And so I was trying to reach in to maybe have a way to grab it. And as soon as I tried to reach it, PE started. We were starting to walk into the gym. And ever since then, I have not had a legendary AC since. 5th grade was really interesting for me, to be honest. Usually in my school, since it was an immersion class, that means we have classes in English and in Spanish. Usually with classes, we'd have one class that we have our topics in English, and then like midday we'd swap to the Spanish, or if you started off with Spanish midday, you'd swap to the English class. But when I was in 5th grade, my class didn't have that. It was just one class. I think we just didn't have enough teachers, or like, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. So we just had one class for the entire day, which was pretty cool. We didn't have to transition, and my teacher was really cool. She was W teacher on God. Yeah, so once in midway through the school year, for some reason, randomly, we got an intern. Alright, and I want to say for some reason, that sounds pretty rude the way I said it, but we had an intern that came in to our classroom. And in case you don't know what that is, it's basically like a person that's studying in college, and they're like pretty close to graduating, and they like get a job, except they don't get paid for it. They just like do it for practice. That's like roughly what it is. If from me, I don't really know much. Anyway, so we just had this intern come into our class like mid-season. Class. The intern came mid-year, so they were a W intern, I guess. I didn't really talk to them much. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot their name. They were cool though. They were cool. I remember one time I was doing my math assignment, and she said, I remember when I was in elementary school, I used to love math. And then like the expression on her face looked like she has seen some terrorizing things, because now when I'm in middle school, but pretty much our entire class was pretty chill with her, and she was chill with the entire class. And for another reason, I don't really understand why, but like she was only with us for like 4 months or so. But then randomly she apparently had to swap class to another 5th grade class, and we were bonkers. Like, huh? She was W and she's just gonna swap with another teacher? Nah. So as an appreciation, a few of our classmates made a video to say like final goodbyes, cause she was cool. So we said, like, we recorded a whole video, and I was actually part of that. And me and a few other people, a few of my friends were there too. I don't know why. There was no need for us to be there, because what the idea was we had multiple cameras to record different angles, except the thing we were recording was just us. We were just recording ourselves in the corner of the wall. So I really didn't understand why we needed different angles of a corner, because a corner is a corner from all angles. So we recorded. So we had like 7 iPads just recording one person, and it was really not necessary. It was unnecessary, very, very unnecessary, because we only used one guy's clips. We didn't even use anybody else's clips, because the idea also was that we use everybody, like we share our clips together and we try to find the best one, which doesn't make sense, like I said earlier, because a corner is a corner from all angles. But our idea also was to have bloopers at the end, because bloopers are funny. So we didn't even do anything that was like comedic or of comedic value besides something I did. Cause I'm the comedic genius. I'm hella funny. On God. So, one kid said, "Okay, well, really miss you. It's really sad to see you go." And I don't know what the heck was wrong with me, but I interpreted that wrong. So I just said, "Bro, she's not dying," or like, "Bro, she's not dead." And then everybody laughed because that was hilarious. And the intern wasn't really the reason why 5th grade was really different from all my other school years at that school. It was mainly because this tiny little pandemic, you guys might have heard of it. It goes by the lines of, so because of this tiny little pandemic that occurred, school was cut in half. Well, not really, because there was like 3 months left till the school year ended. But before that happened, a lot of stuff went down when they found out about COVID. First of all, there was some kids like, I'm gonna die, no, I don't wanna die soon. Like, bro, chill out, you're gonna die soon. But like, chill, it's in a whole nother country, we'll be fine. So, after that, on a Friday, once we were leaving school, they said to bring everything home because we might not come back in a while. And there's this one kid like, "Oh, hi, this is gonna be the last day of school, just watch," or something like that. And bro, I was like, I must have been smelling something, and that thing I was smelling was cap. Except it wasn't. I thought it smelled cap. And like, "Bro, how will this be the last day of school?" It's like, "Bro, just watch. And I'm like, fine. And last day of school it was. It was very much the last day of school because we never went back to that school ever since. And that was weird. Like, that was very random. So my school year was cut in half, and I guess that's a good way to finish elementary school. Not really, because like, I didn't have a graduation. I didn't have like any cool stuff that like any other 5th grader would have had. Except it was like during summer, I just had to walk to the school and get my certificate and then take a photo of me sitting down on a chair. That was pretty much my graduation. Pretty sick if I do say so myself. Well, that pretty much wraps up elementary school. This is the final to my 3-episode series. Remember to check out the first 2 episodes if you haven't already. They will be linked in the comments or in the description. Probably both if I'm feeling quirky. Well, make sure to like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends if you found it interesting and entertaining. I'd really appreciate it. My goal is to reach 500 subscribers, and we're already like 20% there, which is insane. I really appreciate it, and have a good day.